Episode of the Pu'u Muay Thai Podcast is brought to you by pmtlifestyle.com. Authentic Muay Thai lifestyle by Pu'u. Definitely go check out the website at pmtlifestyle.com for some awesome lifestyle merchandise. That's for those of you out there either involved in Muay Thai, looking at getting involved in Muay Thai, and embrace a healthier lifestyle to live the life of the Nak Muay. Go check it out.
Welcome to this episode of the Pu'u Muay Thai Podcast. Today I have Chris Culley coming in to us live via Zoom here at Teep Studios in Scottsdale, Arizona. I met Chris years ago. He's a journeyman fighter. He'd been doing MMA for a very long time, kickboxing, pro Muay Thai, everything. I think honestly he had some of the most high volume number of pro fights in California. He was very active. I met him because I actually cornered against him at Bama. Bama was a promotion that was in Southern California. They used to do it at Commerce Casino. But that's kind of where I first started hearing more about Chris. We had kept in touch throughout the years. We'd seen him at tournaments, saw him at fights. He's a commentator. He's done it all, really. So I've talked with him a bunch about some of the things that have changed in our industry. And we talk a lot about if you control the media, you control the narrative when it comes into combat sports.
Before I get into it, though, I want to just remind you about the Black Room at Teep Studios. What Black Room is, it's a way that you can support the Pu'u Muay Thai Podcast and help keep us making content here out of Teep Studios in Scottsdale, Arizona. For less than the price of a coffee, just $4.99 a month, you can subscribe, cancel at any time. You get access to our VIP community, exclusive gear, merchandise, and content we do behind the scenes. You also get to interact with some of our recurring guests that you see on the show as well. The link is down in the show notes. Just click on Black Room. It's also in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. Anyways, sit back and enjoy the show. All right, welcome to this episode of the Pu'u Muay Thai Podcast. Today, I have with us live coming in via Zoom here at Teep Studios, Mr. Chris Culley. How you doing today, man?
Hang it in there, man. Staying black, bro. Staying alive, baby. You know the vibes.
Yeah. Well, man, we've been talking about doing a podcast for quite some time now.
Man.
Yeah, we got in. I was like, hey, can you jump on tomorrow?
Hell yeah. You know, I took time from my very illustrious Warhammer time to come here and chop it up with my boy. Nah, man, I wasn't doing shit. I'd rather be here talking and doing anything else, man. Real shit.
Yeah. Well, we're trying to figure out a way to get you here in person, right? We're kind of working on some of that stuff too. So
yeah, man, I'm trying to get out. Yeah, next tourney I might be out there.
When?
Yeah. Hopefully, well, I'm looking at some promotions. I took a look at some leads one of my homeboys gave me. I started talking to the guy. I'm gonna do my due diligence and reach out to some of my coach friends out there to make sure we have somewhere we can do our thing in private. And yeah, man, it's looking like sooner than later. I just don't want to say, you know how sabotagers are, bro.
Yeah, you don't want to go shoot yourself in the foot.
I don't want to do that yet. I'm gonna wait till it's sign.
So for those that don't know you, all right,
okay,
Chris Culley, I think you've had like the most pro fights in like I don't know US, but like for the most part, man, like you're OG. You've been fighting. You fought pro MMA, did kickboxing, Muay Thai. You fought on Bama. You fought on. I'm sure name any promotion over the past 2 decades that was MMA in California and like Vegas and stuff, and you were there.
Yeah, man, it was. It's been. I'll be honest with you, man. I was talking to like a lot of young guys I train. I still feel like I'm 28. Does that make sense? I still feel like I'm in the thick of things. I'm still fighting.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is I'm an old dog. But yeah, those fights, man, that era, I miss it, man. I wish we had more of those type of opportunities, man, like we used to.
So when you say opportunities that are like that, What are you talking about?
Like, let's say fair, random RNG matchmaking, one team versus one. Coaches not plotting on Ami fights, non-stacked fake records, real records, tangible data.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just Cody Sessions to shit and say I'm 31-0 when the truth of the matter is you had 3 fights. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things in this sport now that I'm growing to hate, but I miss the old days, so I guess I'm just getting old. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I think that goes with any generation, right? So it's like back in my day, we used to do this.
Am I turning into that guy?
Yeah, it's not just you. I think it's like anybody that's been in combat sports. You give it like a decade and a half, you start kind of like get a little sour. You know, it's just like, hey, this is how it used to be, right? But you know, with more activity, right? There's new issues that we didn't have before. I think that's kind of what you're getting at, right?
These new issues, yeah, for lack of better words, these new issues me off guard because I come from a generation where we fought to eat, man. We fought to eat, bro. Whoever was the best, you wanted to fight him so you can be that. You wanted to kind of knock him off. I can remember every one of my opponents because I was genuinely afraid of them. Until we fought, I was genuinely had that fear that kept me up. Like, man, this dude might beat me. This dude might fuck me up. I gotta get on my shit, you know. Now these guys know they're going 3 months in advance. They're praising God for jumping on top of the ring, for knocking out the hot dog stand guy. Like, yo, he just signed the fight. Why are you praising God? Got nothing to do with that, fam. It's just, I think the honor, man, that's one thing that's been killing me with the sport. The honor in it. Not what it used to be, you know?
Well, you know, on a mainstream kind of thing, right? Newer generation, especially, you're seeing it more after COVID. Honestly, I really, truly believe that. And I've talked about it here a couple times and, you know, I'll share it with you. So you have like people learn like first generation from like a real one, right? They have like their lineage. You know, you got generation underneath you. Right, that was like they're training to your coach still. Maybe you're helping them out a little bit, and then you guys broke off and had your own, you know, people, your own students underneath you. But then there's this other group of people that kind of came out of YouTube and Instagram and social media that want to get involved, but they don't have that mentorship, so they kind of like, you know, they latch on to what's fake and what they see online. Right, they don't have that, so they don't have somebody tell them like, no, you're messing up. Like, no, don't do that. No, that's dumb. Like, that's just going to make you look bad.
And it's not, and in my opinion, with like a lot of the cases, I feel like they have it, they just run from it. A lot of these young boys don't want to listen to nobody older than them no more. They don't want authority. They think they know it all. All of them think they're the solo Ronin story to the top. I'm going to make it off the power of friendship and plot armor alone. No, you're not, bro. You're going to fight some dude who's been training for 6 weeks. He's going to eat your lunch completely, you know. And then it's, they don't get that part of the game, man. And then I like those guys. I call them the test tube babies, the post-COVID guys. I like them because there's a thing about those kids. Either they're going to fucking make it, right? Those fighters, they just said, fuck it, I'm doing this. The world came to an end. I'm going to be a fighter. And there's a few of those guys I'm like, damn, bro, you came out of nowhere, but I fuck with it because the energy's pure, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you got, and I like the guy, so I ain't going to shit on him too bad. I'm going to give him a little piece of doo-doo paper. Then you got like guys like my boy Micah B. Now, Micah B is a moneymaker. You can't deny that. He's smart.
His marketing, man, he's got it down.
He's a genius, bro. He like Micah B went from literally out of nowhere to like somebody people look for to go at these things. But without giving too much of my own, bro, I can see the genius in his intent, but I can also see the dishonesty in his effort as a veteran. And so then I have to sit on that fine, old, sharp black guy line and like, do I say something or do I do my fucking business? Do I say something or do I mind my business? Honestly, it's hard, man, because if you're making money and surviving, I don't want you struggling. I don't care about body poor. But if you out here selling snake oil to make a living, bro, and the snake oil could eventually get someone seriously concussed or broken, then there has to be some type of somebody saying, "Hey, bro, maybe you should tighten that shit up," or that's not what it is.
Well, you see some, you definitely 100%. I had my friend, Josh Soliva on here, and we were talking about that. And you guys met when he came out. I brought him down to Commerce, and you guys linked up and stuff like that too.
Oh.
So we're all kind of on that same page. It's like, hey man, like, good for you, make money, do that stuff. But like, where is the, are people getting knocked out in your gym every day? Are people, like that shit should not be happening. That's a freak thing, especially for people who are just training for fun, right? If you're trying to fight and you do that stuff and you're doing high intensity sparring, the chances of it happening, it could still be there, but it should be way lower because it's like they have the self-control, right? They got the kill mode. When they're getting paid, they have the training mode, right? So you got to learn how to play with those two, like you said, sitting on that fine line. Yeah, exactly. So, and I feel like having a mentor or a lack of mentor, it makes it so they don't see that. They don't see that there's that line, right? It's just kind of like, all right, go.
Yeah.
So I don't know what causes it. And, yeah.
I'm going to tell you what caused it.
Let's hear it, baby.
Our short attention spans fucking caused it. Nobody wants to go through the struggle no more. I'm going to tell you the best part of fighting. It wasn't the championships, the tournaments. It wasn't the accolades. And goddamn it, I ain't going to say it was all the experience. It was actually the losses I learned a lot from. The people who were there after said losses, the comeback from said, can I get back up? Those are things I think people should really experience before they go into high-level pros, and especially experience as much as they can. Not lost, but experience. You got to experience some type of adversity in this fight game. You gotta lose your rounds. You got to come back from behind. You got to get dropped and get back up. It's going to happen eventually. You might as well learn how to get back up from it, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these guys run from it because they just want to go to the W pictures, the fuck everybody speech, the shitting on everybody who doubted them, all that, and they miss the actual martial art of it. Did you learn something? What did you improve? What weakness was there that was broken and not with strength? What can you take back from this battle and teach your brothers when you get back to camp? What artifacts did you bring back from the field, fam? You just went out here, did you take this kid's leg? Did you split him open, or did you take a split decision in an ugly fight and act like you just sunshined it, right?
Yeah.
For real, there's a bunch of tangible things these guys just overlook because they want to be cool. And because people don't want to research no more, I actually look at these fucking dorks online and be like, yo, is this dude really Conor McGregor, or is he just some nerd from fucking UFC gym up the street? They believe it.
Yeah.
They believe like, yo. Bro, and you know me, bro. Like, I'm sorry to cut you off. You know me, bro. Like, I remember early in my career seeing you across the cage, seeing you in the ring, with guy, like everywhere, right? So imagine me, damn 40, with some dude from UFC gym with 2 PKBs talking about, yeah, I'm the best thing in the... Bro, you're the best thing in the toilet, and nobody's flushed you yet, man. That's it.
That's a soundbite right there. If I knew one, man.
Well, I'm saying, like, how many of these dudes are walking around dirty tissue paper and haven't been flushed yet? For real, man. And then they get mad at me when I come with the Lysol. Like, let's clean them up. Get them out of here.
Hey, man, I got some shit on you.
Yeah, you got doo-doo on your leg, man. Clean that up. And they get mad at me for it. Leave my doo-doo alone. What if I like it? Who likes shit on their leg is my question. But that's the mentality of this new era, bro. They're wild, man. They're wild. This new era doesn't understand the long game. And they end up dying in the battle early.
Well, that was like, when I met you, like I said, standing across in the cage. It was like when you're, so I met you, it was you guys were fighting for the Bama title, you and Jesse Newell from Ventura. And like, we looked at your record and it was like, Chris is like, at that point you had like wins, loss, win, win. It was like, shit, man, we don't know what version of this guy we're going to get. Like, be prepared to have a long drawn out fight, man.
I'm glad you said that. So I hope any of my students that watch this can listen, because they swear I was some shit stomping, just evil green machine. No, dog. There was dudes out there that really gave me bricks and stitches, fam. And then there was times where I was Muay Thai, kickboxing, MMA all in 1 month, while your coach was trying to pick a fight at Gladiator Challenge. Same time. For real.
Gladiator Challenge, for those that don't know, that's like it's like a step above street beef sometimes. Yeah, can be.
It is literally half a seawalk up from street beefs. It's from it's like when you learn how to buy weed for the first time, you're like, I need a 20. Like that's what King of the Cage, or not King of the Cage, Gladiator, a 20 bag, bro.
Trying to get it done.
Yeah, it's not a dispensary, bro. You out there fighting in the back alleys, baby. But some people are, you gonna get paid. But it's sad, man. Like I was watching guys that are like 9-0, and I'll be like, oh shit, you're 9-0 in MMA. That's right there. That's an anomaly.
Yeah,
especially in California.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, check this guy out. 9-0 at fucking Gladiator Challenge. Like, bro, you've been fighting meth head. Get out of my gym.
There was another one. It was you remember Explode Fight Series?
Yeah, I remember Explode Fight Series, the greatest trailer park show on earth. I got cussed out by that promoter one time. Bless him, Greg Sharp. Greg Sharp booked me for a fight a long time ago. I never forget these guys. That's why they hate me. One thing you gotta know about this big ass West Indian head, it compiles information, right? Greg Sharp booked me for a fight against a guy I beat already a long time ago. His name was Chris Armbrister. And the reason why I was willing to take the fight is because Chris Armbrister called me something crazy at the weigh-ins that was like racially motivated. But I think he was just trying to like spark, because he wasn't really that guy. When I ended up getting in a ring with him, I starched him, slept him. So he did a rematch. And then they're going to do it at San Diego. I'm from San Diego. So I was like, all right, bet. Let's go hometown. I'll beat this boy up again. And then I was like, how much? He said, $400. $400 to do what? So I was like, you know what? I need a fight anyways. I think we were trying to get at a Bellator tournament. I was like, I need to scrap anyways. Fuck it. I was like, where at? And he sent me the location. I know the place. It was like the goat farm chicken coop of San Diego. I said, bro, I'm not fighting on an Indian chicken coop, bro. You're wilding, bro.
You're not exaggerating either. Yeah, just for anybody that's listening or watching, you're not exaggerating. It was like a horse like stable, like looked like countryside of Thailand, but in America on Indian reservation.
Yeah, man, covered in racism too. I said, I ain't going out there. I said, if somebody wants to call me a nigga after the fight, they're gonna have to do it right here at Commerce. You're not going to do it in the middle of the fucking grass, fucking forest in the middle of San Diego. Yeah, and I remember he told me, Greg Sharp said, Chris Culley, see, it's guys like you, you're never gonna be shit. And then here we are. And Greg, shout out Explode Fight Series. What are they on? Show number, not in round anymore. But yeah, man, after the fight, guys, the guy from the chicken coop told me I wasn't gonna be shit. Shout out Greg Sharp, man. I love you.
Hey, those shows are a necessary evil, man. Like some people get their first start there and everything, but like you said, you want to get out of the toilet. You want to get somewhere and build. Like, hey, your first one, sure, by all means. But if you're going on, you're 9-0, and you're just still sitting there playing in the kiddie pool, like, man, what you doing?
You should be. Somebody shoot that man. He's out here beating up the special needs kids and the new meth heads. Wow, bro, you're a crook. I think after like 5 fights, if you fight at Gladiator, you should be charged for battery. After 5 fights. Charge. You just be
get catch and charge for assault battery.
Yeah, bro. And that's just, I'm sorry to overtalk this, but that's one thing I swear I will die on. If you come to me and you have more than 3 fights at Gladiator, I'm gonna think you're a cooter. I'm gonna laugh. Like, you're not real, bro. You just want to beat up somebody and make some money, and WWE that way. Okay? Straight up, bro.
Hey, I can't argue with it. Well, I'll leave it with that, man.
You know, because you work as an official, and this is some shit I see at tournaments. I'll be backstage with my nosy ass. I'll be back there just listening, and then I'll be like, yeah, man, yeah, I'm looking for an opponent for my guy. he's getting back to it, looking for somebody with a loss, 3 losses in a row. I need 4 to 5 losses in a row. Never won. Like, yo, you want to fight a bum, bro? Like, how many coaches advocate that, bro? It's insane. And they hide it under the guise of build fight. Bitch, build a fighter. Fight that first before.
Yeah, or like try. Hey, we got a guest coming in here. Let's get this boy in here right now. But like while we're talking about this, man, when you got our boy Josh Soliva coming in here, Josh.
Hey, what's up, brother? Hey, hold on one sec. Hey, can you see me?
Hey, what up, man?
Hey, can you hear me? All right, perfect. Dude, sorry, my bad. The edible was kicking in, bro. Bro, it's hilarious, dude.
So, hey, we're talking about these fights because I know you guys got them up there in the Pacific Northwest, up there in Seattle, on like those casino fights. They're like some janky ass fights that people will go fight on. Yeah, they get on bro casino.
Bro, there's some random like whatever reservation. I don't know what reservation, bro. I mean, what they be doing over there, bro. But then you'll be seeing a bunch that like are not even on file. You know what I mean?
I seen a lady in one of those fights fight in capri pants.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it went viral. It was like Katie something. Like she got just like the. Yeah, I remember seeing that, and it was a UFC fighter too, right? That finished her.
The girl's in the UFC now. Every time that lady, I ain't gonna shout her out because she already hates me. But every time she wins a fight, I just post that video like, yeah.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
You did it.
Hell yeah!
We did it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, they chalk it up and say they're trying to build fighters, but it's like, hey man, like maybe you could have done something a little bit more authentic. Like, why not if you fought somebody who's like at your level and you smashed them, all right? Or what if just hear me out? What if you stepped up and you fought up, and you knock somebody out and you win or you cut them? Imagine that, Chris. Imagine that, Josh. Oh. Unheard of.
No, just step up and show everybody you're a bad man in a fight sport.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, dude.
Well,
and I was like,
yeah. Go ahead. I was gonna say, Josh. He'd been living in Thailand and stuff. He's gonna be going back out there, baby. And he jumped right in there too. And it's one of those things that like a lot of people don't quite understand. Like that whole fight game, that mentality of what it is until they go over there. Like I brought guys over there and like, man, I feel like I was set up. I'm like, no, that's just how it is here, bro. You get like, sometimes you get the tomato can, sometimes you get somebody that trained a little bit. Sometimes you get somebody who's been training a lot and is ready to, like you said, eat their lunch.
Yeah. The wild, the jungle, the growth, like in the wild versus the other type of growth. Or
yeah, I tell guys a lot that fighting spirit is going to show, and I just feel like the fastest way to see if the kid has it is to put him in full rule for anything.
Yeah.
That's one way to see if it.
Yeah, no, 100%. Oh man,
Hey, I got This is a real one. It's just happened to me. It's funny you hit me up because I was just roasting these nerds on it.
Oh yeah.
I think I made one guy delete his Instagram. So there's this kid out. So my question is, how many years, and before I roast this guy, how many years should a man be an amateur in fight sports?
Like for me, it depends on the individual. For me, it depends on the individual. Yeah,
8 or 9 years as a competitive pro-am, not a junior. I'm talking you went juniors and then you spent 8.5 years in amateur with belts and shit.
Yeah.
Is that real?
I don't know, bro.
I can speak on this.
Yeah, you say because I'm on break.
It also depends on which sport it's in and which country you're in, right? You look at
U.S.
Yeah, USA. Are you talking about Muay Thai, or what are you talking?
Yes.
Yeah, so USA Muay Thai. I will say this with Muay Thai, things are getting better for it, thank God. But what we'll say with it is there's no incentive for anybody to go pro. Like you're paying $1,200 for your medicals, and then you're getting paid $250, $300 for a fucking fight purse, right? So it's like you lose money on there, and then you have less competition because of that kind of stuff. But that money's kind of coming. Like there's more activity starting to pick up. So there is that to balance too. It's like, hey, some people ideally you make the jump, go to Thailand, get 5 or 6, full.
Oh, I get what he was asking. Yeah, I get what he's asking now. I get what he's asking.
To stay developmentally as an amateur, like you were saying, at that level, I definitely think that it depends. What's the purpose of being in the sport? What are they trying to do? What are they trying to accomplish? Right?
Okay, so here's my dilemma as a coach.
Sure.
If I'm bringing up brand new fighters, brand new from 0 to 100, now we get into title contention. So you're fight number 6, right? You're about to fight for a title because you've been on a tear, the good old fashioned way, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, right? And then you fight a guy that's been an amateur for 9 years. That's the champ. New York, USMTO, Arizona, he's been everywhere. And he's been there for 8.5 years, right? Like you have homies saying, my boy who just fought pro show, fought that guy in New York like 8 years ago. Amateur, right? So I'm gonna break the ice here. Here's my dilemma. Because I'm going to roast the kid because he's a dork, but I'm just trying to figure out how to do it in an educational way. So we had a kid that we're building up, Chike. I love Chike. Chike is one of those guys that started from 0, took all the classes, said, Coach, I want to compete. Started training, did a different training class, started working his way up to being a really good sparring partner for our pro guys. And then when it came his time to compete, started winning. Proud of the kid. His last fight, he fought a champ. He lost a split. Okay? And so then I go and I look at this. My kid was 7 fights, just lost to a nigga with 30-something fights as an amateur. Okay, that's fine. We didn't get beat up or cut or anything. But then the kid starts heckling me. Old master troll jumpy. So I had to tell the guy, listen, man, if you spend 8 or 9 years doing anything, you should be good at it. You should be able to be professional at it. So I think that taking victorious pose and beating somebody that you got 10 years on in amateurs is quite possibly one of the most metrosexual things you can do in combat sports. It's like me, Chris Culley, 100 and fucking however many fights between amateur and pros, going to karate combat and fighting some kid, full rules striking with 4 mixed martial arts fights. And I sleep. And imagine this. The kid gives me a split decision. I fight this kid to a split, right? You think I'm going to be on the internet talking about, yeah, how you like that? Y'all see me? Yeah, nigga, we seen you for the past 10 years be an amateur. That's all we see. We're tired of it.
Yeah, that shit's crazy, dude. That shit's crazy.
So, ain't that big here to have someone gatekeeping titles that long, bro.
Yeah.
So my question, when does a promoter go, hey, bro, good shit, man. I think it's time to get some new blood in here, bro. And I think it's time for you to go pro, or do you continue to let the amateur?
So
amateur.
I don't think it's either. I think it's like a or, right? So it's like, hey, like you said, either you go pro or you stay amateur, or you gatekeeping. So
go pro. I would say go pro, bro. I would say go pro. Just
yeah. But at that point, the thing is, Rich Dillis Reyes, he dropped this one and he said his way. Travis, he's like, man, I like when he moved over to Hawaii. He's like, hey, like you do one more amateur fight. He's like, but dude, you gotta go pro. He's like, why? He's all, I don't want you to be a 30-plus-year-old amateur. Like I want you to be like a pro. You're a pro fighter, man. You've been doing this a long time. Get paid. Like set the bar. And it makes sense. Rich is a real one too, Chris. If you haven't met him before,
I seen him on clips and stuff. Yeah, I was vibing with his talking points.
Yeah, he's former pro fighter and stuff like that, Bellator and all that as well.
I feel like guys who don't go pro don't know what it even. And I hate to say this because I know I'm missing a bunch of different areas on there, but I'm just going to drop this blanket statement. I really have a hard time with guys who ain't fought pro telling anybody shit. And I'm not saying like you got to be pro, it's just like, man, there's just a different type of lumps up there, bro. There's a different type of looks. A different type of understanding of pain.
Mm-hmm.
The violence is what they miss out on, because amateurs, you can't hit nobody in the head. You can't hit nobody in the head. You can't hit nobody. You can't break nobody's bones up top. You can only hit them in the body. So is they get a false sense of security.
Yeah.
And then now you got this guy telling you how to keep your head safe, and he ain't never had to do it.
Yeah, that's bad, bruh. We need people that's what's gonna mess it up. That's what's gonna mess up the Muay Thai in America, because it's a lot like that.
And then Chris, you got these guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and I understand what you mean by, like, I'm missing a bunch of these things by making this blanket statement. I feel you. It's like, there's people who have mentors that have been through all this stuff, and they know their place as, like, on the team, right? They know what their position is, and they're not sending a false sense of.
I have coaches that never went pro in their sport.
Yeah,
that helped me go pro because of their understanding of the sport.
Exactly.
And so by the time I got there to the point I could understand what they were understanding, it was either a collaborative effort or they passed me off to the head coach. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, one thing I can say, I've always had a great striking coach, Craig Buchanan. I've had Craig Buchanan, Savant Young from boxing, Pete Spratt from mixed martial arts striking, and Yves Edwards, and Pamplona. And then my boy Akko. Those are the only people on earth that have held mitts for me. Because I was taught, ain't nobody supposed to pick them things up unless they know what they doing with them, bro. Can't put 45 bullets in a fucking AK, baby. It ain't gonna fly. You know what I'm saying? You can't heat up gold, think it's brass. Straight up. It's just different. And then what happens is, when those coaches felt like, hey, man, and we're stagnant or we're flat, I had a good team. Hey, send his dumb ass to Millennia. Romy and him will have sparring partners for him.
Yeah.
And then we'll bring them back, And so now I see these guys, and that's what I went through, just to battle back from wins, losses, championship wins, championship losses, tournaments and stuff. So then I see these new guys talking about this one. I love this one. Move your head. My nigga, he's trying. I swear he's trying, but my guy's punching his shit off his shoulder. Well, for real, I feel so bad for those guys when I hear, or this right there, this one right here, right now, go. My guy, don't you know he's hearing that same voice, go right now, in his head.
Yeah.
Shit. Worst kind of pair right now. These are the guys that are coaching, and they get mad at me because I have made it a literal life goal of mine to call them out, put them on Front Street.
Yeah, absolutely.
I put them on Front Street because I'd be like, yo, bro, your guy would have did better if you probably would have articulated these things better, because you couldn't understand what you were saying or feel it. How the fuck how you gonna tell me? When they ask me how you gonna tell me, it's usually from this point of view. My guy just smoked the fucking socks off your kid, bro. And now I gotta keep my kid from getting a false confidence thinking he did something when I know my heart of heart really didn't, because his fucking coach is an idiot. That's how I know, bro. Like, that's why, like, it's weird to me. I have every coach I competed against this year. We're friends.
Yeah.
I know these guys, right? And so I can go online and be like, yeah, we coming, here we go. But when we see each other, it's hugs, smiles, and drinks. And then there's these other guys that'll come in and Paul, did it? He'll slide in my DM and they'll say, yeah, I can't wait to my boy. I tell him straight up, like, bro, you do not have the authority to be in my DM asking me anything, telling me anything, or even being in a DM about the nigga named Jumbie, bro. I got more fights than you got bumps on your face, kid, and you gonna tell me what your boy gonna do. And a lot of those are the coaches now, though. Those are the guys coaching.
Got to get that out, bro. That's not good. That's not good.
Right. Call me a bully, Josh. I run up on a nigga, start game banging, and say you a bitch, and I say, be like, for real, but he's a bitch. Like, he's just saying nah. But some of guys shouldn't. Some of those dudes shouldn't really be there, man. Like I'm gonna be honest, and I know everybody knows about my story beef with Karen Fitzpeter Griffin. So my man Peter Griffin knows I'm the chicken in this one. I'm always coming for him. All did it. He has to be the literal fulcrum of that issue. And I sit back and I look at it and I watch before the internet when he weaseled in and Paulo Tocha. And I'm telling you, me and Paulo fight like cats and dogs. I know he's white and from Africa, but I swear to God, he's calling me the N-word under his breath. Anywho, but I love Paulo. That's my guy, right? And I remember he was cornering me for the World Super 8. Romy and Craig said, let's get Paulo here so we can get some old traditional Thai checking. Because I had to fight Raul Rodriguez, who, if anybody wants to be a nerd, go look up that dude. Raul Rodriguez was this short Mexican man that had bricks in both hands and rockets for legs, and he beat Screw Will. He beat.
Oh shit!
And it was for a tournament spot. And then he looked at me with one of those things like, yeah. And I was like, man, if I ever got a chance to fight you, bro, I'm gonna beat you. And but I was an MMA guy, and then I got the call tournament. And I remember Kieran pulled up with Miriam Nakamoto. Never forget, because I knew back then that Miriam Nakamoto was a psychopath. And she was fighting Julie Kitchen. You guys remember that night?
Yeah, I remember this fight. Yeah.
And I went up there, I fought Raul Rodriguez on 1 week's notice, beat him, and then I went and had a war with Artem Shiroshkin, who I should not have been in there with at the time. Which is funny because that's what got me back into Muay Thai. I was like, I ain't losing to no Russian again, bro. I went on a tear. I'm like, nah, bro, I've been beat my whole life. But Russian beat me. I'm a Paulo now. But yeah, I remember Paulo checked him. Paulo cussed him out, called him a fake.
Oh shit! Hey, this is the guy. That was the guy on Bloodsport, right? Yeah, bro. That's wild. Because I always got the vision of the nostalgia of him on the movie, of him in this thing. But yeah, exactly. But it's funny hearing him cussing. You say like, oh, he's cussing him out and shit. Oh, that's fucking hilarious, dude.
So who's he cussing out? Just to clarify.
Harriet Peter Griffin Patrick's.
Peter, that's a fucking long ass name, dude.
Paulo was, huh?
Yeah, Paulo went off on him for poaching because I guess at that time he was stealing guys from Master Toddy. Check the
From, right?
Jumpy know that. How Jumpy know that? Because Jumpy was here. So he was stealing guys. And it already got,
It was like Jason Andrade, Miriam Nakamoto, Kevin Ross.
I'll to him. Can't stop crazy. That's when it started, bro.
Yeah.
And so he was creating what we now know, all the melanated fighters now know as the Great White Algorithm Rush, in which he media whited out Muay Thai with these nerds. Him and Monster.
Oh, shit.
The athletic gym, they completely stole any opportunity for anybody to get in these cars with money and shit. It'll happen. By taking everybody's hitters and putting a media team behind them, and then the merch push. Remember that? Niggas was selling their kidneys to buy them shorts, bro. Like, yo, they're Thai shorts, my nigga. You ain't buying none of those noise shorts. And he really did the shit. But you gonna spend. So I'm already hating on that. And so I remember Paulo told me something that day after the tournament. I'll never forget Paulo, no matter how much we argue and shit. He was the first person to tell me, I'm proud of you for stepping up, because most people run from tournaments. Gave me a big old smack in the head, and he says, never train with that fucking guy. So he said, all he does is he takes credit for it, gets paid, and then when the guys lose, he flushes them.
Yeah.
Mark my words. And so then I started watching all this. And I'm like, oh shit, crazy ass Paulo was right way back then. He was right, man. And even now, like, my main job, I'm gonna tell you guys, and I don't give a fuck. Any one of the boys can run up on me if they want. My main job is to keep Kieran off the cards. If you're gonna be on a card, Kieran, you gotta be a fair fight. Has to be a fair fight. It can't be a UFC veteran versus a new kid from Guadalajara, Mexico with 2 fights. You gotta stop giving guys like that instant shots. They ain't did shit.
Yeah.
can't name one thing that CSA has done for the sport except exploit sexuality with little clothes, exploit talent by poaching other people's, exploit opportunity by taking opportunity by the rightfully so, and putting transplants in. I think he was the main focal started that. So now that I got a little bit,
I could see that too. I could see that. I could see him. It just looks like you can just smell it, bro. You just know.
I'm going to interject here a little bit. While I understand the optics of some of this stuff, right? I also know, and I will say this, I know this firsthand, that he has advised a lot of people and has taken no credit for helping some very strong teams, you know, some of them which I've named earlier in this episode and stuff too. That's their business to share and all that stuff too. But I'm not saying that what you're saying isn't valid. But what I'm saying is there's also other parts that we don't see too, right?
Well, I would say this just to be fair in my assessment, my asshole assessment. I know that Karen does do a lot of work and help when it comes to the gyms and fighters and stuff, seminars and things. My serious question, and it's going to be until I die or until he dies, and I hope it's him before me. I want to see what the end game is, sir. I want to see what the end game is, because all the damage you've caused with the politicking and the grouping up and the clicking up and the separations and the inter-gym beefs and the scandals and all that. What is the end goal? Because all I see now, as I stand to compete against some of their highest, I'm waiting for it. All I see now is a bunch of victims and dead men that got sold a scheme, a pyramid scheme, because I can't tangibly tell you without being an asshole how much there isn't enough tangible martial arts data for that man himself in a position in which he's advising others. And so for that little piece of thing right there was enough for us to be the antithesis of each other, because my whole existence has been martial arts, fighting, bleeding, breaking, winning for not only sport, blood, country, team, and camp. You know, everything everything I've ever done in martial arts has been towards the betterment of martial arts for not only kids from my area, but kids that look like me. Does that make sense?
It is.
So, when I see a girl like Ashley, who I know has power in both hands, have to transition to sumo because you're champ on fighter. What's your end game, bro? Are you making the best, or are you just
whoa? Back up a little bit. Wait. So you just dropped a name saying that she transferred to sumo from.
She's going to sumo because the champ on fighter. Dennis is letting Miss Jessie Jess run the whole Jessie Jess thing, and meanwhile you have an ex-champion. This girl beat Selena, and I love Selena. This girl is still trying to fight. This girl is still looking for opportunities. I'm gonna tell you, I think personally, and I could say it because I'm black. I think personally, the fact that she's melanated, has an alternative lifestyle, and can scrap, they don't fight her, man. And I think it's one of the biggest travesties, because if we're going to make talent to beat talent from other places, we have to be authentic in who the talent is. So if nobody could beat this girl, why is she retired with non-active, no competition? Why isn't nobody booking her? You know, and she's calling out Jessie Jess for this title, calling her out, man. I even got involved because I know how it feels to call out for a title. You know how that shit feels. And she got another broken promise. Yeah, next year we got you. This girl has fight booked up already. That's the type of shit I don't like these coaches for. Because, yeah, you got to. But so did Milli Vanilli, bro. You know? Yeah, you put on a show, but so did Puff Daddy. What the fuck are you doing for the sport, bro? What are you doing for the sport? And don't tell me that coaches meeting shit, because that's a racket. I'm going to start a coaches meeting the same day he has one next year, called Coach Jumbies. Let's smoke a blunt and spar, just so niggas don't go over there and waste their fucking money, because, like, imagine that.
Wait. Hey, it was Paulo Tosha screaming at that. Is that the owner of the what's his gym? CSA, right?
Yeah, combat sports, man.
Oh shit, Paulo Tosha. I'm trying to picture this shit in my head. That's fucking hilarious, dude.
I don't know about now. I can't speak for now, but I know back in the day he wanted to slap Kieran out. We had to pull him off, bro. We had to pull him off him, bro. Paulo wasn't playing. Paulo, I'm a real thug, fool. I was like, yo, he's really African. He's really a nigga.
It was crap in the middle.
Okay,
That is fucking
not,
hilarious.
not to get too stuck on this. Not to get too stuck on this, because man, like when you were saying, like, so this girl, her name, the one that you said retired to sumo, what's her name?
Ashley Smallwood.
Ashley Smallwood. Do you think that if Ashley Smallwood had a media team behind her, would it be different?
Yes. That's why I'm creating the platform, Stay Golden. Because it really is. And a lot of guys don't get that. It really is. Like the ability to sell tickets for your fighters so they can train matters. The ability to have your own cameraman, videographer, documenting and completing a real narrative, not creating one for an algorithm, matters. Proper PR training, talking to people, getting out there, understanding that you have to make real physical connections to your fans matters. So yeah, man, a team matters. And that part of the team is what I will give my hats off. Kieran and those guys were way ahead of that back then. Way ahead of that. When you're that far ahead of the game is when you throw the game a bone and be like, hey, catch up so we can advance. Like, in my opinion, and this is just me, like I have guys doing some really cool shit. Every time I can take the young guys or the amateurs or anyone to an experience that they've never had before, the PI, UFC event, a tournament, based off of what we bring in as a fight team. I think that is the biggest show of how you can advance the culture, man. You gotta go out, you gotta scavenge and bring it back. Then you gotta bring more people out so you can scavenge more, bring it back. You know, not how it's been. And I hate to harp on it. It's just as a guy that always had a media team, as a guy that always had a decent push, you know how it felt to see the kids out here in the city not getting opportunities when I had one without even wanting it at times, man, even deserving it. Mm. When I see these kids better than me, better than I ever was at their age, with none of the opportunities because they don't have 40,000 followers on Instagram. That's why I get up every day. I do our own videos. I edit every night. I ask them what kind of music they're into. I follow these kids around. I do the biography. I do it because I don't want people to control how they're seen. They're good kids. Not a killer. He goes to fucking work every day, comes and trains all the time. He busts his ass in the gym. He takes care of his mom. He comes back and do it again. That's the guy I want to put out, right? And the reason why I started doing stuff like this, getting in commentary, getting in media, is because these guys don't know that they have a voice, bro. They don't know. And they think that the promoter is king, the matchmaker's a god, and they're just some dude fighting. No, bro, they can't do shit without you. The photographers can't do shit without you.
I saw your photographer post today, by the way.
Yeah, and like that's another thing too. I saw photographers charging for their videos and pictures. Egregious. Those are babies, dog. Go charge the pros. Go see if you can get your whack ass camera and your credentials into a pro show, and then go charge one of them, and then see what a pro fighter tells you. A pro fighter is going to tell you, and I'm sorry, you can bleep this out. He's going to tell you, suck my ass from the back, bro. I ain't paying you shit. I already pay a manager 10%. I paid, nah, man, fuck you. And half of that's going, why am I going to pay you for a picture of myself, ho? Hey, hold my phone, baby, take a picture. See, now I'm you. Now we're the same.
Right,
I'll take a picture of you.
I understand. Yeah. I know you're not shitting on photographers or anything like that.
I love photographers. I love videography. I'm learning about depth, perception, and range because I'm working on a comic book, right? The easiest way to learn how to draw better and the writing interest book is on photography. If you understand photography, you're going to know how to set up your frames better, right? So I love this concept. But I also know that I went from like 30K views a month to 212K views a month on the page because I post constantly high quality videos. Mm-hmm. I have music that relates to the masses of the age groups out there because I know algorithm play now. So doing that instead of 30,000 people seeing a guy like Taco, Chike, Julie, 212,000 people see it. You know what I'm saying? Am I up there shaking my ass selling y'all fucking Slim Tea? Am I up here talking about my sponsor? Okay, no, nigga. I'm selling T-shirts so the guys can make it to practice next week. Yeah, I don't have it.
Yeah,
I'm putting their merch up. I'm putting their fights up. I don't fight no more, bro. That is a straight media platform for me now. I gotta get my.
We've talked about this before. You and I have talked.
I love it. I love the hustle of it because now I know all these dudes that think they're the shit. Oh, I'm coming. All day. Now that I figured out the algorithm, you gotta do with me on the and
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%, absolutely.
I've been on YouTube. My favorite thing on YouTube, if you guys want to look for me, is Stay Gold Radio. I don't got no videos out yet, just one. But I have a bunch of panels I'm on because I'm the panel terrorist. Anybody up there talking bullshit, I just cut him off. He's a cap, he lying, he ain't did shit. Here's shirt on, here's box. He's fake. He's a fucking fake. He's never busted. One thing, I think this man's a virgin. He ain't bust shit. This man. And that accountability has separated us from the pack optically. Mm-hmm. Because when niggas be like, what did you do? I'm like, bro, I bled for this for 20 years. What you mean? I was out there, bro. There was times I didn't want to be out there when I was out there, bro. Don't play me like that, you know. Shout out to, I'm thinking of time I didn't want to. Shout out to Donald Sanchez. I remember I went to Albuquerque one time. That boy must have beat a piece of beef jerky off my ass, man. I never want to go back to, like, those are real fights. Like, we had to take those for championships, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And, I love the conversation now. Now, at 40, I love it. I can't wait till 50.
Yeah. That internet stuff is crazy, though, man. Me and Jonathan were talking about that prior. You know, the influencer fraud, bro, and how many people, like, I'm like, I hear someone putting a video up and it goes viral, and I'm like, wait a minute, bro, you just said you're describing the teep. I'm like, the teep is the jab in Muay Thai. You know what I mean? What do you mean? You're just doing all this explanation. I'm like, it's just the jab in Muay Thai, you know?
At least you guys get to deal with Muay Thai guys. I got to deal with the MMA Muay Thai nerds.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Yeah, real quick, for those that don't know, you had, like, you know, when it comes into MMA stuff, like, you got some guys fighting in the UFC, creating some fucking beautiful art.
Thank you, man. Yeah, where's Chris Wartaco? My boy Vic Henry still up there. Listen, man, I'm going to tell you why those guys are exciting to watch. I'm going to tell you why those guys they do Muay Thai. They train boxing. They train a mix of Muay Thai, boxing, and kickboxing. They don't train it all simultaneously. That's insane. Who the fuck do you niggas think you are, Goku? No, bro. There's only a certain amount of knowledge and information the brain and body can take. There's only a certain amount before you overload, right? And so, Taco loves elbows, knees, clench, and damage. So he watches elbowers, kneers, clenchers, and damage. He pays for seminars from elbowers, kneers, clenchers, and damagers. When we train fight specific. Emmers loves Marvin Hagler. Now, if you watch Jamal Emmers fight and you look at Marvin Hagler, you will see how true those were. He fucking loves that guy to the point to where he's emulated him in his punches, his movements, and adapted it to mixed martial arts, where it actually works because a lot of guys are flat-footed and can't switch stance on the go, right? So, yeah, the art those guys are creating is an extension of who they want to be, and I am very blessed to be able to be a conduit for that because my whole intention with being their coach, when they made me retire from fighting to coach them, was to be the guy I needed growing up so I could be the guy I wish I was, you know?
Hey, that's cool how you said that because you know how to individualize each person for what suits them best and work with their archetypes. But then you got some coaches that can do that. They don't know, they don't have that. And then speaking on back to what you were speaking on, that's just, for me, that's just a liability that shit's a liability in what we do, you know what I mean? And then also the value, a liability to the value of authenticity. Then you have this whole thing, and then people just, gyms of people getting manipulated and getting ripped off with their money and all of that shit, dude. Like, that shit's crazy.
Truth of it is what I ask is something I ask myself, and I have to ask myself this every fucking day, just so I can keep my spirit before I walk out the door, because I gotta maintain this shit. I'm already outside here waiting for me, bro. Waiting for me, right? So I gotta maintain it. Yeah, Big Bad Jumbie's winning still. Fuck you guys. I'm still keeping that energy, right? But I want to keep my spirit, because I know for a simple fact that I still love this sport. I still love this game. I still competing. I'm still in it. I'm still alive, right? Yeah. I love my fighters that much, to where I show up 4:45, 5:30, to where we're in there for 4 hours, just the pros. They got their own time. They get it all out now before the other classes get here. I don't want to hear shit. My time is for y'all, whoever's competing. And I give them my all, because what else am I going to do if they believe in me to get them through this fight?
Yeah.
What else? What the fuck else am I going to do? There is no plan B for coaching. You got to coach. And like a lot of, one thing I did that was very, and everybody, not everybody, the guys understood, and I'm still sad about it, but I'm proud of the kid, so I'm happy about it. The last, I had a guy fight, title fight recently. I told him take the last round off. He was hurt. And I said, I don't think we're up on the cards enough to have a war in this fit. Tie rules go, usually. The winner dances. Yeah, man, take this one off, because I love you too much to tell you a lie. I think you're injured. To look at that kid's parents, and though I led their baby into an injury, it's something I'm going to have to deal with in my off season. I don't want my guy to get hurt. I know it's competition. I know it's amateur, but that's something that I deal with, because honestly, I used to go home and have to deal with that shit on my own. So imagine what it's like seeing a mom cry for their son, and he looks at you like, Jumbie, you know, I got to deal with dads picking their kids up when they lose and shit, man. And so that's why I try not to let them. That's why we go so hard, because I know what that shit feels like, especially the trauma of losing a tough fight. Fuck a quick submission. Fuck a getting knocked out or getting caught. Yeah, bro, we're going to go back to the drawing board. But when you gave your all, and I have to end it the right way between us as men. I ain't going to throw no towel on me. But as men, if we're going to dance, we're going to jab, we're going to stay safe so we can go address this. Yeah, that's why I feel like I separated myself from these other guys. Man, I love my boys, bro. I'm going to go fucking patch up this injury. He's going to be back next year, worse than he was. It's going to be a demon, right? But if I would have allowed him to go in there and take damage, he probably would have got posterized, damage worse.
Yeah.
Or the injury more severe. That's what I meant earlier by a lot of these guys don't think ahead. I need every soldier on the field alive.
Yeah. Well, it goes into, like, you know, what happens after, right? You know, beginning, middle, end. Then you have post-career, right? What happens post-career? Like, the damage you're taking now, is that going to suit what that goal is, right? So it's important for coaches to understand that too. You know, I've been in the corner where we pulled the plug on a fighter that didn't want it against you. One of them. You know, I've had it happen like 3 times. And it's just, you know, when it's time, it's like, hey man, a fighter doesn't want to give up, but like, we know as like a team, like, hey man, let's pull the plug on this.
They'll get chills when I think about that moment, because people don't know how close and how much respect and how much love I have for Jesse Newell. And like, that was really a hard fight for me as a man, because he was such a cool guy. He was such a stand-up dude. And like, we're cut from the same type of badass. Like, we were always in trouble, always coming up fighting and shit. So when I got a chance to fight this dude, I was like, damn, I like this guy, bro. And then I remember I told Craig, this is a real one. I told Craig, nah, man, let's kind of ease off the gas. And Craig looked at me and said, baby boy, if it was you, his coach would tell him to go 100 miles an hour. You can give him a hug and check on him after. But right now, we got to go finish the job we signed up to do as men. That was a conversation you had with me in the corner. And I really do feel it was one of those, and I hate to get emotional, but I do feel like that fight is big for me because it's one of the first times I really kind of felt God's love. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because as angry as I didn't have it no more. I didn't have it to finish that 5th round to hit him no more. He was hurt, bro. That was my boy, right? And then you called it.
Yeah. It was me and boxing coach and jiu-jitsu were just like, hey, like he got you in a knee bar, I think in like the 3rd round. Like in the 4th round or something, and you were too slippery.
I'll never forget that. Nobody ever fought me like that after. Whenever, like, Jesse made me, because I heard him early a lot, and then he just kept coming. He got to a point to where I was wearing down and sharp and, like, trying to reason a knockout. Like, man, he's going to run into this knee, or he's going to run into this kick, and he'll stop him, you know? And that type of fight really made me go on and hit the books because I was like, damn, I'm not as hard as I thought I was because I was ready. You know? I'm not really...
Well, that's a different era, too. There was no amateur MMA back then. They had the smokers, pink ration, and then it was just pro. You do 3 smokers, and then you go pro. Like because there was no other way. There was no camo.
I'm seeing that pancration when bosses slap the shit out of each other and shit. Palm strike them.
Back in Oxford.
Palm strike them.
They did this Brian Ortega fought on it, man, back in like 2007. They were doing this shit. And like when I was first starting, and I remember seeing this stuff.
I remember in between looking for fights, signing up for like Draka and Sanda tournaments just because it was close to mixed martial arts.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Just because it was close. Yeah, man. That's a different era. Guys don't know about it.
Well, man, I feel like this is not going to be the last time we have you on here. Just the first time. How can people find you if they want to follow you?
Honestly, easiest way, because I'm deleting Facebook, Instagram and Threads, warchief.jumby. Reach out to me there, man. I'm very open. I'll talk shit with you. Ask any question, I'm there, man. I'm a nerd. Or YouTube, Stick Full Radio. You see me talking some shit in the panel, say what up, bro. I'll holler at you, bro.
Well, Chris Culley, thanks for coming in today, man. Looking forward to the next.
No problem. I say one thing before I dip out, though, just so I don't blow the internet up.
Do it.
Hey, Karen Fitz Peter Griffin. Listen, man, I ain't got nothing personal against you, Karen. I don't, bro. I really do appreciate what you have tried to bring to the sport. But what I will say, as one of the bastard children from the era that you ran from, fam, you missed a lot, bro. And you missed a lot of connections with guys in the city by trying to step on them. I feel like coming forward with because the reputation ain't the best. And that's something coming from Jumbie, bro, and that's crazy. I think coming forward, bro, will be a good opportunity for you to actually come to the city and meet people and meet these kids and talk to them and maybe do something so you can see what type of opportunity you've been taken away by playing the politics game like that. I have no animosity towards that, man. A lot of shit I say is K-Fab and shit. It's funny because I know I can get away with talking shit. I wouldn't wish no harm or violence or no internet shit on that man. He's a gem. What I will say is, one of the staples of disappointment in this sport has been people that have the ability to make this shit better and choose not to. And I think, Karen, you have the power to make waves and change the dynamics of things, not only inside of your own city, but inside of your political circle, family. So this ain't really a diss, bro. It's a challenge. I just want you to do better. And I feel like everybody should get the same opportunities you pass out to people you pick. That's it. I appreciate y'all for having me. Pu'u, I love you, bro. Josh, I love you, dog. And wait for you to come back out, join some of me.
Hell yeah.
Once I figure out how to close, I'm going to holler at you.
Right. Have a great day, man. All right, that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in today to the Pu'u Muay Thai Podcast. If you enjoy the content, go leave a review over on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Give us a rating. It means the world to us. Also, if you want to be a guest on the Pu'u Muay Thai Podcast, or if you just want to shout out to your friend, Go check us out at podcast.pu'umuaythai.com. You can submit to be able to be a guest on the podcast. You can submit what you want to talk about. Also, if you want to just give a shout out, there's a button for that too. So what do you cop?